You can tell so much about a city by what it decides to build on its hills. Here on Vitkov Hill, you see almost the whole story of the Czech people unfold. Every generation has come back here, whether to fight on this hill, to remember, or even to redefine what the nation means. We're starting underneath the hill at Žižkov Tunnel, one of Prague's little surprises. Built during the Cold War to connect the Karlín and Žižkov neighborhoods, it also functioned as a fallout shelter in case things went nuclear, and I do mean that literally. Only in Prague could your morning walk double as a Cold War relic. This labyrinthine nuclear shelter was constructed to house as many as 1,200 people in the event of a nuclear war. Just a few years ago, Brno-based artist Timo added that painted sign, Neboj, which means don't be afraid. Up here, the view opens on this colossal equestrian statue of General Jan Žižka, whose Hussite army held this hill against Catholic crusaders when the Czechs started the first movement to reform the European Church. Did you know that Czechs are Europe's first Protestants? That's right. They found their way to defiance about 100 years before Luther begins his Reformation. The image of General Žižka, of Jan Hus, the memory of that battle become a kind of ideal for Czech identity that's recycled throughout centuries to meet other historical moments. It's the image of the small nation in defiance of foreign domination. Centuries later, Czechoslovakia finally gets its independence. Because of the history, this spot was chosen for a memorial meant to honor the World War I legionnaires who fought to end hundreds of years of Habsburg rule. It was meant to be a proud shrine to a new republic, and for about 1 second, it was. But even before the memorial opened, the Nazis invaded, and they certainly weren't interested in supporting Czech patriotism. After World War II, the Soviets arrive. You can see that depicted behind me. And they add their own stories. Soviet heroism and Czech heroism are intertwined into one narrative. It's a gesture of unity, but it's also meant to say who is in charge. And of course, they introduce the Hall of the Red Soldier. Even the visuals are strategically meant to tie two national stories together. Look how the upraised arm of the liberator, the Soviet soldier, arriving on his tank, mirrors the upraised arm on the other side of the great Czech reformer, Jan Hus. And here's an interesting moment where you have modern and medieval inclusivity brought together in one message. You see the great Hussite General Žižka is not above accepting the help of a peasant woman in defending the hill against crusaders. In the 1950s, this place took on yet another identity. When communist President Klement Gottwald died, this place became the mausoleum for his embalmed mummy. Vitkov Hill is like a stage for the changing ideologies of Czechia's eras: Hussite, Czechoslovak, Soviet, Communist, post-Cold War, all these layers stacked on the same hill. And when you make it up to the top, you get this remarkable view of the old town beneath me and the Žižkov TV tower behind me, put up by the communist regime to broadcast state ideology. Every generation has built its own meaning into this skyline.